Yeah, I'm not sure if this is the root of his name, but I can tell you what I call him. I call him Chamaco, which means like young lad, basically.
I like that.
Yeah. But it sounds like it, like Chamaco. So I'm not sure if that's where he brings it from, though.
That's cool. I know that mate in Russian is Braton. So now every single Russian I meet on the ladder, I'm like, what's up, Braton? And then I know how to say young Braton as well.
Nice. Yeah, chamaco is just a Mexican word, not so much for all of Latin America, but any Latin American would understand what it means. So,
okay. Cool.
Right.
You think we're going to see roaches, or do you think he's going to bust out some Mutaling Bane here in game 1? I think this is a decent map for Mutaling Bane, especially if you can get those rich Vespian guys up and running.
Like in this map, because I don't think the fast zones really do much here.
No, the fast zones don't, but I always thought the double rich Vespian guys were still a little underutilized. Like, I think people really underestimate how much of a boost it gives you and how many sick things you can do while, you know, if you have a double rich Vespian gas, you can all of a sudden make things work that normally don't work for whatever reason they don't work, just because the numbers scale so differently when you've got such an insane gas income.
Yeah, definitely. It does telegraph things like Muta. In this matchup, like for Protoss, the gas is so valuable. For Terran, I mean, they don't care at all, almost usually, unless they're maybe going mech. And for Zerg, you would pretty much have to commit to something like Mutaling Bane or revert to Heart of the Swarm and play Mass Infestors or something. You just want to spread your units. And now with Cham on the cleanup, he's going to kind of stabilize and he finds a position where he really can be as greedy as he wants. The one bad thing for Cham is the lack of creep, I think.
He did clean up the Widowmine, sorry. He sent the Overseer a bit too far away, so I actually thought that we're going to see a massive Widowmine move. In the end, Cham just sacrificed a couple of Banelings. Obviously not the most cost-efficient thing to do, but it's better than letting those mines shoot and blow up half of your Zergling army. Yeah, I mean, Kelazhur is still in it. He's down 17 workers. Does find a couple of Mutas there, or at least one of them. I could have taken the second one as well. We are going to get Drilling Claws, and we have a Thor on the way as well. The upgrades are so late for Cham, though, no? It's going to be 2-2. No, what? Why is he picking up? That's crazy.
That is crazy indeed. At least he has the presence of mind to use the medevacs with the most HP there. Kelazhur is a very methodical player in that sense. He's always looking for the little details. But Cham is in a very strong position. I do like the composition that Kelazhur is going for, and I do like his upgrades, obviously. He's at 2-2, you just mentioned it. I think this is a huge edge.
Yeah, imagine being able to fight while being 4 upgrades ahead. I mean, I know Banelings are always good if they connect, but if you're 4 upgrades ahead, you should be able to get a couple of really good fights. These Widow Mines will not fire once. Well done there by Cham. Kelazhur has like way too many units in his natural at this point.
Yeah, and the Thor was there as well. The Thor is gonna help to zone out the Muta, make it so that they can clump, and Cham is gonna jump on the 4th base and take it down from Kelazhur. What a great decisive move.
Yep. Kelazhur did have 60 Marines on the top side of the map, so he's gonna try to do a little bit of counter damage, but we saw him F2 there. And now he's gonna resend these Marines in, and once again with the upgrades that they have, they can really deal a lot of damage here. 18 drones go down just like that. And I actually think this hatchery could be in a lot of trouble as well. This hatch is going to fall, cats.
Yeah, and I don't like that Cham is pulling back here. I mean, he maybe feels like he has to, but it's a huge army that he's pulling back. And this now the game kind of flips, where Kelazhur has all the freedom to expand, to move out, to take control of the map, and to kind of establish his lead.
Yep. Cham does, of course, have a backup base on the left side at 9 o'clock, so you can kind of just transfer a bunch of drones there, and he did immediately start his 2-2 upgrades, which I'm very happy to see about. Otherwise, he would have been in even more trouble if 3-3 finishes up, and then he's still working with 1-1. That was a big loss, though. I mean, for all the good that Cham did on Kelazhur's side of the map, I think he took a lot of damage at home, and I actually think I'm still kind of preferring Kelazhur's position here, especially with no Infestation Pit and no Hive Tech on the way.
Yeah, I think compositionally, most important, Kelazhur is ticking all the right boxes. I mean, he's doing well on upgrades, but Mines and Thors are so very difficult to engage with when you have Mutaling Bane. So Cham is the map, and 12 additional workers have gone down to them. So Cham is trying to find whatever room to work with here. Is Kelazhur gonna give it to him? There's only one bunker, no Mines or Thors here as an anchor for this base. So Kelazhur is gonna be forced to pull back and clean this up.
Kelazhur should just fight with Marines. Like, he's got such a big upgrade advantage. There's no way he's going to take 4 fights here. Widow Mines! Oh, good job there by Cham avoiding those. But I have the feeling that Cham is starting to put himself in a rather troublesome position as he's going to try to take out this command center as well. But once again, it's like 80% done morphing, and Kelazhur is like, well, I guess I'll morph it into a planetary fortress a little bit later.
Yes, indeed. Drilling claws are going to come into play here as some banelings go down. There is still a lot of Link baneling, but they don't manage to get the surround as Kelazhur slips through.
Some great multitasking now by Cham as the Mutas did come back as well, and they started working on that orbital command. They won't be able to take it down, but he's going to try to take out the planetary gaps. 1920 SCVs takes out the planetary as well. I mean, obviously this wasn't cheap. It was very expensive. But hey, he did deal a lot of economic damage in the last minute of this game.
Yeah, this was actually amazing for Cham. I mean, Kelazhur is effectively on 2 base for this entire time. And now I love that he has left 4 Widow Mines to defend one of the areas. There was a Thor there as well. Oh God, that was great. So he still has a chance of stabilizing, though. He is moving across the map with a lot of his army. This Muta's not being paid attention there for a second. Cham a few.
Cham is in trouble now. He just threw away way too many units. He didn't even get the orbital to make things even worse. I feel that Kelazhur shouldn't go back. I feel like at this point, just keep going. I mean, look at the army. It's 137 army supply against 74. A couple of random Mutas shouldn't be that intimidating. Just go for it, Kelazhur. Your army is at this point way more powerful than the army of Cham.
Yeah, I think he's maybe waiting for the buffer of those Marauders with his entire army coming through. I am with you. I think it would have been a great mistake to disengage and to move back. Kelazhur needs to make something happen right now because otherwise he's not going to be able to recover economically. He needs to continue to do damage, and he knows it. He's pushing on forward now, Roddy, as Cham sets up for a big surround.
Yep, but it's just Lings and Banes though, so you don't just need to get good connections, you need to wipe out this Terran army. And I have the feeling that's never going to happen. Some buyer will always survive. We even have a couple of Overseers morphing now as well, but the Mutas are no more. Those 6 Mutas are the only Mutas that are out on the map at this point.
Yeah, it's going to be very, very difficult to clean this out. Here come the Banelings. Here's the last effort of Cham, who seemed to have grabbed a grip of control on this game. He's now in dire straits trying to fight for his life as the reinforcing Marines for Kelazhur will trickle in, and that'll be it. Kelazhur takes a very exciting...
They fired and they really dealt damage to the Zerg army, but those 4 mines near the orbital, I mean, it basically made the Muta count irrelevant at that point. Alrighty, guys. That means that this man is now up 1-0 and is 1 map away from making it into the playoffs of Dreamhack Masters Winter Latin America. This is Kelazhur.
Bottom right-hand side, the best Zerg in Mexico, nay, Latin America. It is Cham.
I would even go as far as say he's the best Zerg in all of the Americas.
Ooh. Yeah, I'm trying to think here. Maybe Silky? It's no Scarlet. Scarlet
lives in Canada. That's not a...
It's going to be pretty good, especially if those bunkers can finish. The first Roaches are arriving. They're not Ravagers yet. They're trying to take some damage to be as efficient as possible, but that's going to cost them some time as well. Now the Ravagers are joining the fray, but the 2 bunkers in the back are going to finish. There's also the Medevacs out for Kelazhur. That's going to increase his army's survivability, I guess you could call it, and I'm not disliking this for the Brazilian.
No, I think it's an easy hold, actually. Like, I think as long as you don't get too carried away, like, you don't even really need to fight away from your bunkers. If you have 2 bunkers, you don't need to be here. But Kelazhur truly believes, does a good job in avoiding those crosser balls as well. Can we save the depots? I almost feel like at this point it's worth trying to save your depots, but he's up 15 workers, Cat. All that Kelazhur needs to do is not die, and then he's going to win this game convincingly.
Yeah, absolutely. And I do like that he's trading because he's leveraging the medevacs as well, right? Like he's trading HP ideally for units, and he's gotta try to do this. If it all goes south, he can always pick up or retreat to those bunkers. No, he doesn't want to take 2 cost-inefficient trades. Does manage to find his way into those bunkers, and this is looking increasingly difficult for Cham. There is a Liberator, not my favorite unit to make against Ravagers.
No, I mean, at least it actually gets a shot off. No, obviously a Banshee would be a lot better, but it's still nice. It makes things a bit more complicated. Gets a kill, gets a second shot off as well. I mean, I really like this for Kelazhur. He should never lose both bunkers, even though I say that. And both bunkers take a lot of damage. First one does go down. For us, the ball Sonic do a lot of damage. Repair, come on, SCVs. Oh my goodness, the second bunker falls as well. Hello, cats? No.
Yeah, those biles actually even missing, but still it's enough to dislodge those bunkers. Now Tank, that is a scary, scary unit for the side of Cham. And Kelazhur can afford, I think, to still lose some workers. He's still ahead 2 workers. So this is not, by all means, completely working out for Cham. He's super all in at this point.
Yep. I mean, right when we say that, he's firing up 12 drones where he's like, no, Cassis, I'm not. This was just some light pressure. I was like, come on. Not even No Regret would call this light pressure. Even he would own up to the fact that it's pretty damn all in. I gotta say, Cham did a really good job in dragging this out and eventually finding way more damage than I ever thought he would find. But I also think that's because Kelazhur, I think, really didn't want to overreact. He's like, I'm sure you're building drones at home. And then all of a sudden, a ridiculous amount of Zerglings showed up, and he's like, whoa! And he lost both bunkers, which I think was really unnecessary.
Yeah, definitely. And yeah, it's very difficult to call it like all in. If it does enough damage and you can transition, then it's no longer an all in. So, you know, Cham has decided it isn't. It's kind of like he got called and then it was a split pot, Brody, basically.
Yeah. He went all in with Ace Deuce, got called by Ace King, but they decided to chop it up in the end. He's like, I kind of figured that would happen. No, I still think Cham is in trouble though, because yeah, he might be up 14 workers. There is so much micro potential in Stim Bio. +1 is going to finish up as well. Combat Shield is going to finish up soon. These medevacs can just bounce around, go from base to base. And I always think that's so difficult to defend with just roaches.
It really is. At the same time, Cham is 11 workers up, so he's definitely in a decent position. And if there's something, and the infestors are also very good on this map because of all the chokes. So we'll see what Cham does transition to, though. Because, yeah, just roaches ain't gonna cut it eventually.
The Nerd Show special. Some good old roach infestor. No, where's that tank going? That tank is very important. Kelazhur, where is that tank going? Oh my god, I can't believe it just lived. What is that? Okay, why does Kelazhur not just chill at home? It's like there's he's got so much supply out on the map, and I'm sure this is cool and he's buying time. And now he's gonna run into the natural as well. I have no idea why he's playing like this though. All he really needs to do is survive. It is working out. Is that enough tanks though? Is there enough bio to protect these tanks?
Yeah, I mean, he has pull. Oh, that's a lot of tanks, actually, Roddy. I'm not sure about this SCV pull out. They're out of range of the tanks right now. Maybe a little bit unnecessary. But I think Kelazhur with 4 tanks in the backline is going to kind of hold this comfortably. And all of a sudden, it's kind of a really big blow to Cham, who took damage back at home as well.
Yeah, not that much at home, actually. I mean, only a single drone went down in this game, and that was because of the Reaper. I think he lost maybe a Roach or 2 and a Queen, something along those lines. I really feel if all of Kelazhur's bio units were just at home, that hold goes 5 times. No, he's on sieging everything, and Cham is about to show up again. Are you kidding me? It might still be fine, because it's not that many Roaches and Ravages. Actually, yeah.
Blessing in disguise a little bit. Yeah, Cham thinks he can commit, and he cannot.